All right, here we go. We're live. How's everyone doing? Thank you all very much for joining in on this live stream. I want to do a quick mic and video check. Can you hear me okay? And can you see me okay? We have got a very, very good live stream for you all today. We've had some pretty crazy price action. So I want to break down for you everything that I'm seeing, but bear with me here just as I wait for everybody to come in and let me know that the audio and video and everything like that is all okay. All right, here we go. Perfect. Thank you. Well, all right. So, what do we start with? Shit. So, let's start with Bitcoin. I think I think Bitcoin is the main thing. Obviously, I want to, roast the Shiba holders a little bit as well. I'm gonna try and be kind. I've been too harsh to you guys. You have literally just lost like half of your net worth because, by the way, like Shiba has nearly just dropped now by 50% if we measure it from the top to the bottom. It's been a minus 49% drop right here. So big deal. I'm gonna try and be a little bit more nice, but I don't know, I get carried away when I see shitcoin holders losing money. It actually fills me with a lot of joy. But let me why does the mic need to be right in front of my face? If I move it over here, you'll notice I haven't changed my volume, but you can barely hear me, so it's got to be right up close and personal. And it's just way sexier this way, so I like it. Anyway, so here's the deal with Bitcoin. One of the key things I was telling you that I didn't want to see is Bitcoin flipping below this level and then coming back up here to find resistance and then dropping, and that's exactly what we did. Now I'm just going to ignore this big wick that happened here. This happened on most exchanges if I'm not mistaken. This was a pretty crazy wick, and actually if we take a look at this real quick, this all happened in the space of 1 minute, right? I mean, this whole dump happened in 1 minute, and then it was recovered the very next minute. So this is just extremely obvious market manipulation. Anybody in a position at that point probably got fucked. And that it's just one of the unfortunate things that happen in this market, really. This is called a liquidity hunt, where obviously a lot of people will have their liquidations and stop losses down here. And so if the price dips down to this level, that's actually going to really start triggering a lot of stop losses and liquidations, and that's how people lose money. That's the technical explanation. You don't need to worry about what's actually happened here realistically, but if you understood that explanation, then good for you. That's pretty good. But unfortunately, Bitcoin did end up flipping this into resistance, and we've now started to take a little bit of a tumble. It's ended up dropping down at the moment, I mean, to a low of, let me just move everything so I can see the price. It now managed to drop down to a low of 60.8, which is definitely a fairly substantial drop, in my opinion. Just happening over the past couple, over the past 1 day or two. But realistically, I don't think that this is still, I still don't think that this is in a bad place. The thing to keep in mind right now, and I know, like, you're probably going to start getting really overwhelmed by what's happening in the short term right now. A lot of people are, and obviously it's a little bit frustrating because the price isn't really trending and it's faking out and then it's coming back down. But look, if you're prepared for this kind of stuff, it's not going to hurt you. And one of the ways you can be prepared for it is obviously watching this channel, because we're breaking down all of these things. We knew already, ladies and gents, that this zone for Bitcoin was resistance, and that's where you should start to expect to find a little bit of trouble. Obviously, if you have been around, then you will expect resistance in these areas. But if you're relatively new, now is the time where you should be taking a moment to reflect on who can support you in terms of outlining what to expect, despite what you want to be told. What you want to hear versus what reality is often two different things. So please reflect on that to make sure that you're taking in the right stimuli and the right information. We're seeing Ethereum continuing to gain against Bitcoin. Ethereum has dropped against the dollar, so is Bitcoin, but Ethereum not dropping as badly. It's actually gaining value against Bitcoin. You guys know that this has been one of my biggest holds, one of my biggest plays for a very long time. In fact, many of the trades I've been making inside of VIP lately have consisted around have revolved around buying more Ethereum, and obviously it's outperformed Bitcoin beautifully. It's doing it in the drop, and it's been doing it when Bitcoin was rising, so I'm really happy about that. And then, like I was saying, a lot of people are going to start to get quite frustrated in this range. We call this chop right here, where we're just kind of testing the upside, testing the downside, testing the upside, testing the downside, and you're getting screwed in both directions if you're a regular trader. So the thing to keep in mind in times like this is obviously the short-term chart is not really going to give you much information, but when you zoom out, you're going to start to get a good sense of appreciation for what's actually going on in the market. And right now, what I'm seeing here, I just want to break down the key things that I see on this chart. And actually, let's go on the daily time frame to avoid confusion, right? Let's just break down the key things that have happened on this chart from this point onwards. Let me just drop a line right here. Bam. From this point onwards, what's happened in the chart? We ended up moving up, and then we move. I'm just breaking down for you what's happened on the chart so we can really understand what's going on now. Forget about what's happening in the short term. Let's just outline for ourselves at the minute what's been happening in this macro scale. As soon as I've done this, I'm going to go to some more short-term analysis on Bitcoin. I'm going to give you guys some targets for where I think it's going to go, how high or how low I think it's going to go. And generally, I am quite optimistic. And then, of course, I'm going to turn to my best friend right now, Shiba, because I have made an absolutely ridiculous amount of money on Shiba today, going short. You guys have heard me talking about that. I first tried to trade a short position here. I was stopped out for roughly a 20% loss. As I speak right now, I'm in about 110% profit. So I'm doing very, very nicely there. I was extremely bearish on Shiba for a while. You guys who watch this channel will know this very well because I would not stop talking to you about it, warning you that Shiba will not make you rich, and then saying that I just sold Shiba, and then saying Shiba has died just 5 hours ago. So, I will get to this in just a moment, but first, let's level ourselves and understand what's going on in the big scale here. Because if you don't understand what's going on in the wider market, you're not going to get a good grasp, a realistic grasp, and a healthy grasp of what's happening in these smaller markets with these smaller time frames. We make a move up, we pull back. Where do we pull back to? We find support at a previous area of resistance. Take a look at this. Bitcoin drops down here and it's getting rejected around these levels, right? We're topping out here. We top out here. We're getting some rejections. If we trace this line even further back, this line right here, exactly where Bitcoin found a rejection right here, ended up moving up here a little bit, fell back down. This was a somewhat important area on the chart for a while, and we can see quite nicely right here that Bitcoin ended up falling down here to find support, and then it reinitiated its uptrend. I'm just talking about big moves, just the broader moves. We move up over here, we have a retracement right here, we make our next leg up right here. Then we have a deep correction. This correction lasts about 24 days. Let me calculate this for you to make sure I'm correct. 23 days. And it cuts down by about 24%. So this is a fairly deep correction. It consists of two legs. One leg down, A, B, C, and that's the correction done. A correction, A wave down, B correctional wave, and C wave down, and we're done with the correction. And then we continue moving up to form our next leg. This is part of a wider pattern. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, potentially in wave 4 right now, getting ready for wave 5. I'm not an Elliott wave trader. I'll talk to you about Elliott waves in just a minute, but this actually looks a lot like an Elliott wave formation right now. So I do expect this to end up breaking up for a wave 5, but I'll get to that's the exciting stuff first. Let's understand what's going on here, so that we don't panic ourselves and we don't get overexcited right now. And so we form the correction wave here, a big correction wave, right? Sometimes we get small ones. It lasts a few days only. Sometimes it doesn't go down very deep. It only goes, in this case, from $42,500 down to $37,500. So it's only $5,000 drop. Here, this one goes from 53 down to 40. So this is a $13,000 drop. So sometimes they're bigger, sometimes they take longer, but they are corrections nonetheless. Then we had our next move up, and right now we are in what I would deem to be yet another continuation pattern right here. I believe that this is further consolidation, and I also am seeing this happen below the previous all-time high, right? Keep this in mind. This was the all-time high for Bitcoin previously at $65,000, and right now we are trading, look at where this line is, we are trading directly underneath that line. This is very, very important. We ended up having a correction on the way up, we moved up again, and now we're having a correction right under the all-time high. What is that telling us? Well, the fact that Bitcoin has already tried to push the downside, but couldn't, and then recovered back up, is telling me that there's not enough strength from the bears, i.e. the people who want to take profits, or the people who are bearish on this market, the people who think that this is a big double top formation, which is going to end up crashing the market down. There's not enough strength from those people to drive the market lower, but there's also not yet enough strength from the bulls to push us up. But here's the thing. that puts us in a neutral place. That puts us in an equilibrium, which is why we're trading sideways, right? This is very, very important. This is why we're trading sideways, is because the bears aren't getting what they want. The bulls aren't getting what they want. Other way around. I'm sorry. The bulls aren't getting what they want. The bears aren't getting what they want. So we're in a neutral position. We're in an equilibrium. That prints a sideways trading channel for the market. But what context is this happening in? This is a really important question to ask. Guys, if you're enjoying this live stream so far, do me a massive favor, smash up those likes. Really, really need your help here. I want to do this live stream for a while, but I have something else booked in for myself within 1 hour. I will cancel it if this live stream does well, and I will keep going for hours and hours if you guys want that. So if you do, please do me a favor, smash up the likes right now if you're finding this video useful, if it's calming you down, if it's explaining to you what's going to happen, if you appreciate all of my warnings about Shiba absolutely shitting the bed, dropping by minus 80%. It's already dropped down by minus 50%, so most of that prediction has now come true. If you appreciate all of that and you want to keep seeing it, please do me this one favor, smash up those likes, subscribe if you haven't done so already, tick the bell. It's going to help get this video a little bit more exposure, and if we can reach more people with this video, I will extend this live stream and cancel my next plan for later today. Anyway, what we have right now is this continuation pattern. We have this neutral period in the market, and again, like I said, the key thing to question right now in this market is within what context are we forming this continuation pattern? Within what context? Well, the context here that I'm seeing is that we're in a beautiful uptrend, and now we have a little bit of neutral price action. So that's the thing is we're getting this neutrality right here within a broader bull market. So this is a very, very important thing to keep in mind, I think, is that we're showing a neutral sign in an overall bullish picture. So which way is that going to have to lean? In my opinion, anything that's neutral in a bullish structure is always going to be leaning a little bit more bullish. So that's why I'm really optimistic about this. That's why I think this is really, really important. Someone here has just said that they missed a good short on the Shiba retest. Yeah, a lot of people would have missed it. We were actually talking about it inside of ForFly's VIP. I think just last night. I told VIP members that I wanted to trade this. Yeah, here's the post right here, which I shared inside of VIP. Take a look at this. We already had this trade planned out from a long time. Take a look at this. This is what I was saying for Shiba. This is Shiba up here. You can see it. I was talking about how if it drops below and then retests this area of resistance, that's where I want to sell. Or if it manages to rise significantly higher, that's where I want to sell. And I literally said these are my potential short entries. So, this is the thing is, it's one thing to miss it, but, obviously being prepared is what gets you paid in these markets. And that's why we were able to see it inside of VIP. But I'll brag about that a little bit later. That's not important right now. How do I short SHIB? I'm doing it on Bybit. You can sign up to Bybit using the link in the description down below. This is what the platform looks like, but don't worry, it's very intimidating. I have a tutorial on how to use this platform, so you don't need to worry about it if you don't understand this right now. And the key thing, guys, if you do want some free money, everyone wants free money, is that all you have to do to get up to $3,000 completely free of charge is sign up using my link in the description down below. When you sign up using that link, depending on how much you deposit for the first time, you're going to be getting up to $3,000 completely free of charge. So that's absolutely great. But let's move it back to Bitcoin right now. This is why I'm optimistic about Bitcoin, is that we're showing neutral signs inside of a bullish structure. And that, to me, always means that we are leaning to the upside. So that's absolutely great. Now let's zoom in a little bit, and I want to start talking to you about where these support areas are. We do have support right now. We're about to lose it. We've pretty much used up all of it. It is a shame, in my opinion, that we didn't manage to use it very well. But when we zoom out, we can see that the picture is still very bullish for Bitcoin. Our support stretches all the way up to $57,500 at the beginning of December, so quite far away. But right now, if we were to take a slightly slower drop down over the next 2 weeks, we're going to find some great support around the 50K range. Do I think we're actually going there? I highly doubt that. I really don't think we're actually going to be going there, but it could be that we're going to be in a longer term correctional pattern like this. I'm not ruling it out. I don't think that's likely at all. I think Bitcoin is very close to getting a big breakout personally. I don't actually have a huge reason for that at the moment. Other than the fact that we're consolidating here, which is very, very strong in my opinion as a sign. But You know, I really couldn't see Bitcoin dropping down for the next few weeks. But the thing is, if we do, we have a lot of support. So that's important to keep in mind. You know, I mean, and the reason I'm telling you this is that it's going to take a lot to turn this market bearish at this point. In terms of momentum, we have a lot of it on our side. We haven't even tested it fully yet on this daily time frame so far, and it's just getting higher and higher and higher, right? So I think Bitcoin should be able to make very good use of it. We've already nearly hit it. We fell into it yesterday. We fell into it a few days ago. What I don't like is the fact that we keep on testing it without getting a big move up, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. The thing is, again, I mean, this stretches all the way down at the minute, down to about $55,500. So again, this can get really bad. And I mean, this can drop a lot and it still wouldn't get bad. That's the thing I really want you guys to understand right now. From this perspective, using this particular indicator, I think it's looking very, very strong. There's a lot of talk about the dollar in the chat today. So I want to bring this up right now, guys. If you appreciate this analysis incorporating the dollar and real world markets, then do me that favor and smash up those likes. Thank you all very much for those of you who have done so already. I really appreciate and love you all. But one of the key reasons I want to draw your attention over to the dollar right now is that I think this explains a lot of why we're seeing Bitcoin struggle right now. And it's not just Bitcoin. We're seeing, take a look at this. Where's the S&P 500? Oh, the S&P 500 is actually not doing too bad. Yeah. I mean, it's had a shaky day. It made a move up. Now it's making a move down. You know, I think that a big part of why this is happening is because of the dollar. Take a look at this right here. The dollar has absolutely made a big leg up. The last time that we saw a leg of this size was the 29th of October, which was only 5 days ago, to be fair. But obviously at that time, it also wasn't great for the market. On this index, it has now breached, I'm sorry, 94 just as of today. And you know, I mean, the final kind of area for it to breach is going to be around here, around 94.5. Again, I mean, small moves are very important on this index. So I know it might not sound like a lot, but we are talking about literally the world's biggest currency. And the thing is you know, if it does manage to breach this local high, we could be looking at it running really hard. But it's had a lot of historical issues around these levels throughout the past decade, and I'm not sure if it's going to be able to rise that much in the short term. I mean, long term, obviously, it's formed a double bottom. It's really getting ready to attack the upside. So long term, it does look like it's potentially gaining a little bit of strength. The thing about the dollar, guys, and actually I have to give credit to Crypto Kobe for this. So those of you who don't know him, I'm just going to write his name right here if you want to pause this live stream and watch him. He's one of the only other analysts in this space that I listen to. Him and Tone Vase, these are the only two guys that I, you know, really actively listen to and care about their opinions of. So please check them out. If you like my stuff, you're gonna love their stuff. But the thing about the dollar, which I think a lot of people don't really take into account, is that you know, it doesn't, obviously long term, it's always going to be losing because it's an inflationary currency, and you know, I mean, we already know the deal. But that doesn't mean that the dollar immediately tomorrow needs to tank and then keep tanking every single day. You know, it can have little uptrends on the way down, and I mean, the way I'll prove this to you right now is just bringing us back to the chart and just zooming out. I just want to zoom out and put something into perspective for you all. If we take a look at this on the weekly time frame, in fact, let's go on the monthly time frame to get a better view of this. Obviously, it's been moving down throughout its history, right? Let's take a look at this. Like this, and move the chart up a little bit. You can see that overall it's been making moves down. It's setting higher, lower highs. Take a look at this. The highs are getting lower and the lows are getting lower, right? So obviously the trend is very much bad for the dollar, but it doesn't mean that in the short term we can't rise up. And I think that's very important to keep in mind. It doesn't mean that in the short term we can't rise up. So please keep that in mind. I know that, you know, I mean, and this is why I was saying at the beginning of the live stream, guys, now is when you should really be taking close. Oh, wow, Shiba's just dropped to a new low. Let me take a look at this real quick. Bam, look at that. So it's actually just now approaching support. This is where I could be expecting a bounce. It's got a little bit of support that I'm seeing right here, and we're just at the top of that range right now. Look at this right here with this orange dotted line. The orange dotted line represents the current price that we're trading at. It's right here, got a few bounces, and a few rejections. So anywhere between here and the next, 100 points, I think could turn into support for Shiba. And I think the main support for Shiba will probably be somewhere within this green box, maybe around the middle at about 4,000. So that's something interesting to keep in mind. I've already actually factored this into my trade that I've shared in VIPs. As you guys know, like I said, I'm at the moment sitting in more than 110% profit. I don't know, I haven't checked since this live stream started. It just keeps on going up, which is very, very cool. And that's because I was expecting this move for a while. I outlined to VIP members last night before the drop happens where I wanted to go short on Shiba, and then I ended up committing to it as well. So if you guys do want to jump inside VIP and watch me trading in real time, you can see how I'm navigating my losses, because I'll be completely honest with you guys, it hasn't been as amazing as this consistently over this past short period. I have seen a series of small losses, and they have been very small overall. I mean, we're looking at maybe 5 to 20% max. Really not that bad at all. And then obviously that's on a small percentage of my portfolio, so I barely lost anything. This trade has gone a long way, probably recovered all of it. It definitely did in terms of percentages, but if you do want to see how I'm navigating these markets, navigating my losses and my wins, you can see all of that in real time in VIP. The way you join is by clicking on the first link in the description down below, and then the @4flies button at the bottom of any post inside of 4flies Gold, and then click on send message to ask me how to join 4flies VIP. We're actually also running a very, very short-term discount right now. So if you want a discount, go ahead and reach out following these steps, and you will actually be able to get VIP for a discounted price, which means you can also get into my 4flies Academy courses and learn how I trade from A to Z, all bases covered, for free, depending on which plan you take inside of VIP. So if you want that, if you want to see how I'm trading and learn all of the theory behind how I do what I do, you can do that just by following these steps right now and claim your discount. Just making sure my team is also fully aware of that. So I want to move back briefly, I'm sorry, to the dollar, and talk to you about what might happen here. The main implication is that if the dollar is rising, assets like Bitcoin are probably going to suffer. So we are seeing that today. The thing is like I said, I mean, it's still got a lot of support, and it has somewhat lost its inverse correlation with the dollar, right? Before it was very, very simple. If the dollar goes up, Bitcoin goes down in the very same time. We're not seeing such a clear inverse correlation anymore. So we are potentially starting to lose that, and I am keeping that in mind, right? I mean, if we are going to be losing that, I don't want to be staying on the bandwagon when it's already left, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to be like staying, stuck in my ways without any real good reasons. If it doesn't actually make sense. That's a very, very important thing. So that's why I'm not, basing all of my analysis off the dollar, but I don't think it's any coincidence that today we are seeing a little bit of blood in this market while the dollar is right now enjoying a little bit of a pump up on this index. It's time for me to move on to Shiba now, but I will also begin taking your questions now. So please do me a favor. Drop your comments, your questions in the live chat today in this YouTube live stream. If you are enjoying this live stream so far, then please do me a favor and smash up those likes. If you find these videos useful, and look at that, we are sweeping that low right there on Shiba. Damn, it's a bad day to be a Shiba owner today. Yeah, it's just dropped down to 43, now back at 44. What is this? Let me run this real quick. So my average entry was 5969, and then it dropped to, what was the low? I want to know what this hit just now a few seconds ago. 4366. That was a 26.8% drop. Multiplied by 5 times leverage is 134%. So pretty good. I've already actually lowered my stop loss into a profit, but I think I should lower it again. I'll actually lower it to just here. Here's where I'm gonna. I don't know if I'll lower it yet. Maybe it's too early. I think the thing is that this drop is so extreme that it could now have a very extreme bounce. That would surprise me a little bit. to get a very extreme bounce, but nothing is out of the realm of possibility right now, given how extreme this drop is. Look at this, we're setting new lows right now as I speak. So I think that because of how quick this drop is, it could have a very, very quick bounce. But yeah, I'm getting off track. If you have questions for me in this live stream, please start dropping them now. And of course, if you're enjoying it and finding it useful, then please do smash up those likes. I can see that many of you have already been doing that, and this live stream has already started to go up in numbers because of that. So like I said, I have to go in about half an hour, but if you guys are enjoying this live stream and you guys are showing me a good reception for it, I'll stay on and I will cancel my other plans, which will be slightly disappointing for the other person I was going to be joining, but that's completely fine. I'll pick my subscribers over anyone else for most days of the week. So thank you all very much for the love and support you are showing here. I want to go through a little bit of analysis here and also break down for you what I'm seeing with Doge. And then one question that I got towards the beginning of this live stream is somebody was actually asking me, I'm interested to know what you think Shiba investors should do, or if it's worth investing in it at all at this point. And actually, I'll just answer that one really quick now. And like I said, I want to be sensitive, but at the same time, you know, I mean, it's not like this is something that should be catching you by surprise. We've been talking very, very vocally about what could be happening in this situation in the market right now. And obviously, I mean, if this has caught you off guard, then, I mean, I'm not sure what else I can say to you, because, I mean, I've shown you, I've made a lot of videos about it. If you've still kept on holding it, then obviously, I mean, you've had your good reasons for it. I'm sure they were good reasons. The best thing that someone can do if they've just watched themselves lose 50% of their money, because that's what Shiba has dropped by now. It's actually dropped by 50% officially, I think, by this point now. Let me actually measure this. I know you can't see my screen, but I just want to measure this really quick so I can see it, because a 50% drop is pretty extreme. Yeah, it's down to minus 51% now. You know, I mean, the thing is that if we're looking at a drop like this, what do you do now? I mean, the best thing I would try and do is try and probably exit on a bounce. The thing is that, see, when I was in these positions before, and I was in this position a lot, I kept making stupid mistakes like buying shit coins like Shiba. I would be buying into the hype. Obviously, every YouTuber and their bloody grandmother would be talking about coins like Shiba at times like these past few days. And just 1 second, bear with me. Team members are having a little bit of trouble with the load, I think, of inquiries. Yeah, and so I would try and bounce. I would try to exit on these bounces. But the thing is, what makes this difficult is that you know, like being in this position in the first place is what screws you over. It's almost like somebody asking me the question, I just got into a car crash because I was speeding 2 times above the limit. Now my car is on a rollover. What do I do to prevent myself from getting hurt? That's one of the classic 4 flies bad analogies for you all. Smash up the likes if you've been missing those, because I know I have. You know, and that's just, it's one of those things where, look, don't get yourself in that position in the first place. Don't speed twice over the limit. In this case, don't buy shit coins. Don't buy into the hype, right? When you see, and this is the thing is, I mean, you know, you can make this mistake once and that's completely fine. But if you make it twice or thrice, you're just being an idiot. Bear with me. I should not have shown you that. That's awkward. And let me move back to the analysis here. And the thing is, you know, if you're looking at price action like this and everyone's raving about it, then, you know, the alarm bells that should be going off in your mind at times like this is going to be the fact that this market is moving up so quickly. By the way, I know some people are scrubbing back right now. You're not going to see anything confidential. I'm not that stupid. It's just a little bit awkward. But you know, but we you know, the thing is if you're rising this quickly, you're not going to see you know, healthy price action following through with that. And that's purely, I mean, it's the same reasons I was telling you about on these videos, is that there's too much euphoria going into this. And when you're in these trading markets, you'll hate to admit it, you'll hate to see it, but end of the day, you're going to have to pay for euphoria with intense despair. And I've told you why many times. It's not just a Shiba thing. This isn't just because I think Shiba is a terrible coin. It's also, you know, and this happens to Bitcoin. This is why Bitcoin crashed from 65 down to 29,000. This is why Tesla had a big crash as well. This is just how markets operate when they get extremely irrationally exuberant runs up. please keep that in mind. The best thing that somebody can do if they got absolutely screwed in a time like this in this market is not to repeat the same mistakes. That's the main thing that I can say to those of you who are wondering, shit, I'm still holding it, what do I do now? That's all I can say is don't get into this problem in the first place next time. And for now, what I would like right now during this pain, I've taken a few different approaches, and I can tell you right now that none of them are great and none of them make a big difference. Number one is just close it out right now, like whenever it feels like, I mean, like, you know, just whenever. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You've already lost a shitload of money. Just close it out whenever and just get the fuck out. Number two, exit on a bounce, but then you risk it dropping even lower. And the thing is, if I draw us back to what happened with Shiba just today, let's take a look at this. I mean, just on the 1 hour time frame, there is no pullback that Shiba has had, other than maybe what we're doing right now, although this is a new 1 hour candle, so anything can happen in the next hour. But there's been no pullback. You know, there's been no move up. So if you're waiting for a bounce, you wouldn't have gotten it. And again, that's not something that's taken us by surprise. We already knew about this on the Four Flies YouTube channel. That's why I was telling you I wanted to short. That's why I was telling VIP members that I wanted to short Shiba just last night. That's why I was making all the warning videos for it, is that there was no support to expect for Shiba, and that's why it kept on dropping. So that's why also now taking the approach of, well, I'm just gonna sell my Shiba tokens when it bounces up. Where is it gonna bounce up from? Like, that's my question, is there's no good support. We have actually just started to meet some of it. I was just telling you guys about it live on this live stream just a couple of minutes ago. I was telling you that we could be expecting a little bit of a bounce right here, and bam, we're getting one right now exactly on cue. And it's a small bounce, don't get me wrong, but we were trading it, you know, just at the top of this wick, and now we've already managed to move up by about 2.5%. You know, I mean, I don't know how much more something like this can move up, but the thing is that there's just no real support, and that's why the taking the approach of, well, I'll just exit on a bounce, you know, sell up here, that's why it doesn't work. It's because you're not going to get that chance when a coin has been absolutely destroyed like Shiba is right now. The other thing to keep in mind, ladies and gents, and thank you all so much for hitting up those likes. I really do appreciate you all. You guys are really, you know, being absolutely amazing today. Thank you all so much. You know, the other thing to keep in mind is that if you've already bought a shitcoin, like, and this is the part that people don't consider. This is the thing that people don't consider when they're buying a coin like this, or when they're feeling the intense pain of a drop like this. What you don't consider is what's going to happen if Shiba actually does get a rally up, right? Let's say Shiba does actually get a big move up. We end up hitting this kind of level. In hindsight, I mean, you know, before it happens right now, this looks like the perfect exit level, right? Shiba had a little bit of consolidation right here. It had a few wicks. This is exactly where we were trading just earlier today. My God, what a savage day of price action for Shiba right here. Just earlier today, we were trading at these levels. If we manage to return back up here, it looks like a perfect exit point. But the problem with this is that a lot of people, upon seeing this kind of price action, are going to start to think that actually Shiba has properly recovered, and they want to stay in because they think that, you know, maybe their dreams are going to come true. Maybe their dreams of, you know, being rich off Shiba are going to come true, and they're going to be able to make a lot of money off it. And that's another primary reason for why I don't entertain coins like this, because it lures you into a gambling mentality. It lures you into desperation. This is one of the key things I was saying in my first ever Shiba video 1 week ago, when it was trading at significantly higher levels. Take a look at this. I mean, it was way higher than where it is right now 1 week ago, where I was first warning you guys. And I will take a look at Phantom. I'm coming for you, Phantom Moon Boys, next. Don't worry about it. I'm all about berating these shit coins to make you guys realize that they're not good ideas when they're just going up in straight lines. But I'll get to that later. Take a look at this. The first warning I made was when it was trading all the way up here at 77. We're now down at 44, right? This is a big nasty drop. But look at this. I mean, I was warning you guys it was going to drop 43% ago. My God, I wish I was a viewer of this channel. But the thing is that, you know, because, and what I was saying in this video is that, you know, people buy these shit coins because, and look at the dislikes on this. This is the other thing, guys. Like, I actually use these videos. I don't talk about it publicly much, but I've said this a few times. I actually use these videos to gauge sentiment in the market. And if I'm getting absolutely ripped to shreds, look at this. I'm getting absolutely, like, just flamed on actually this person was very nice in the comments, right? That's where I'll know that actually these markets can get ready to top. So please keep this in mind as well, right? Try and be an observer. It's going to be very difficult when someone's actively questioning your own investments, but if you notice people being completely unable to stomach or accept or acknowledge the idea that their investments can be wrong, and you see it at such a large scale like this, that's got to be where the warning shots go off in your minds, ladies and gents. Because that's where we're starting to reach irrational exuberance. I know it's too late for Shiba right now, and I'm trying to be very nice to you guys, and I'm giving you guys these lessons so you don't screw it up next time, because I've been through it a million times myself. Is obviously this is coming a little bit too late. It's too little too late now, but you're going to make the same mistakes next time with the next shitcoin that becomes trendy if you don't learn your lessons now. Please keep that in mind. And that's the thing, is I was saying in that video, a lot of people are buying this out of desperation. So if it goes back up to these kind of levels, which right now look like a great exit price, if you want to get out of your position and panic sell, if we manage to rise back up there, you're not going to be so positive. You're not going to be so sure about that anymore. That's something that, people really don't keep in mind. And I'm going to prove this to you right now. I'm going to take on the ghost feed. I'm going to show you what this price action could actually end up looking like. And I'll just end it here. Take a look at this. Hang on, bear with me. This isn't a very good one, to be honest, but let me, take a look at this. So, I mean, we're looking at, big moves to the upside. And this is just a visualization of what it might look like. I mean, we're basically getting a lot of candles up, some candles down. We're pumping up massively. A lot of people, upon seeing something like this, would actually start to believe that Shiba has fully recovered, it's fully bottomed out, and it's going to crash back down. And that could be the case. It could be the case that this is going to be short-term resistance. It drops down a little bit and it blasts back up. Obviously, it's possible, but is it likely? I don't think so. And this is the thing, is that so many people who hold this are still going to be experiencing that same level of desperation, so they're not going to be able to exit a position like this either. This is why it's so toxic, and this is why I stay away from it. And you're not immune from it if you're rich. I really need to make this point clear, right? A lot of people will start saying big names that have invested in shit coins like this, even like Elon Musk. But the thing is that it doesn't matter if you're rich already from a coin like this. You're not going to be immune from bad decisions like this, which is why I don't want to make money from these coins. Because what happens afterwards, this is me really breaking down what goes on in your head, right? You're not going to learn this stuff in a textbook. You're only going to learn this stuff if you get absolutely fucked in the market the way I have in the past, and then you go through it on your own for the first time and you really start to realize how dangerous and difficult this stuff can get. But what happens after you've lost this money is you've also lost your confidence, and that's the real cost that you're paying, ladies and gents. You're losing your confidence. You're going to be looking at other people like me in this market right now, sitting in, God knows, like 140% profit on a big drop like this. You're going to be looking at other people making really nice profits on Bitcoin, making profits on Ethereum, like I've been doing inside of VIP right now, while the market is on fire. Other people making good trades, and you are going to feel absolutely terrible about your decisions, which is going to impact your next decisions. And you will start revenge trading, and you will start over trading, you will start over analyzing, you will start overcompensating, and that's where the real damage is done, right? You think this is bad, where you've just seen a shitcoin drop 50%? Wait till you see what happens when you start trading out of anger, out of spite, out of desperation, even more desperation. That's where things get really, really bad. So it doesn't matter if a coin like this ends up shooting back up after you sell or whatever else happens. You're in a bloody casino. And whatever happens in a casino, house is always going to win. And I can tell you right now, you're not the house. So, that's what... That's my piece on coins like this. And I have to say it now because obviously, I can say this when Shiba's 50% higher and no one's going to listen. It's actually like double. When I was warning you about this coin dropping, it was like double from where it is right now. I can tell it to you then. Everyone's going to hate me for it. You saw the dislikes. You saw the hate I was getting, all the flaming in the comments. Or I can tell it to you afterwards. And I try and do both. Those of you who listen at the beginning, you'll get the warnings. Now everyone's ears are open though. And this is where I'm still here with loving arms. Still trying my best not to be mean to you guys, and just preaching to you guys the lessons that I had to learn the hard way. That's my take here. That's what I'm here to do for you all in these YouTube videos and live streams. smash up those likes if you're finding this useful. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. Really do appreciate all of you. You guys mentioning that I am dropping these truth bombs right here in this live stream. You know exactly what you come here for. It's not to hear what you want to hear. It's to hear the truth. And the truth, let's just move back to some analysis real quick before I get over to your questions. Finally, I see many of you have dropped your questions. I have to remind you, very, very important, if you have a question for me, make sure you write my name in the comment. I've just done it in the live chat, so take a look at the live chat right now. If you write, you need to write the @ symbol like an email, and then Sami at my name, SAMI, just like I've done in the live chat. When you write it like that, I will see your comment. If you don't do that, I will not see your question. Please keep that in mind. Anyway, I want to cover some more analysis before I get over to those questions, so please drop them now as I speak. And for those of you who are interested in watching me trade in real time, find out absolutely every decision I'm making and the reasoning behind my decisions, this realistic, brutal trading game. You really want to see how it works behind the scenes the way I'm doing it. Click on the first link in the description down below, click on the @4flights button at the bottom of any post inside of 4flights Gold, and then click on send message to ask me how to join. Do that now, and I will continue with the analysis. But for those of you who are interested, those are the steps. Anyway, the thing is like I said, there is support on this chart, and there is definitely a lot of potential for this coin to start rising back up again. And one of the primary reasons that I think Shiba could be getting ready for a big pop to the upside, and I mean a big pump, is because it's dropped so much. Take a look at this, right? When a coin, and this happens when the coin's going up, and it happens when the coin's going down. So here is me telling you how this might work when the coin is going down. Take a look at this. Shiba gets a very big drop right here on the 1 hour time frame. It drops from 88 all the way down to 57. My God, what a catastrophic drop. It was like 30%, yeah, 35%. And then look at how quickly it recovers back up, plus 45%. It recovered up really quickly. So it also works in reverse. When we get extreme sell-offs like this, we can expect extreme reaction rallies like this. But the thing to keep in mind is that it's already been decimated so much. The thing to keep in mind is that people are only buying coins like this if they're going up. So it doesn't matter if we suddenly get a big reaction rally like this. We are more than likely, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, we are more than likely going to start seeing people become very bearish on these coins as they start approaching old areas of support, potentially, well, actually, it's already been confirmed, turning into new areas of resistance if we manage to rise back up into them, which is why I'm not optimistic about a coin like this if it manages to get a big rise up, because what happened before the big rise up is catastrophe. So there's no recent memory of happiness like there was a week ago. Again, these are the things you don't take into consideration when you see big moves like this happening in the market. But please keep this in mind. It's not going to be easy when you see a coin pump up by, like whatever this is, like plus 30%. What is this? Plus 30%. It pumps up all the way over here, and you start to get massive fear of missing out, and people are making a lot of money, and everyone's saying Shiba's coming back to life, and Shiba's going to the moon again, and everyone's, celebrating. And then you get the dirtiest bull trap of your life, and it drops down massively. And God forbid that pattern repeats with you more than once if you can't learn your lesson like me, because I definitely didn't learn my lesson very easily back when I was beginning as a trader. Obviously, that's going to be very, very nasty for you. But that's why I don't even have faith in reaction rallies at this point. Very, very important note there. However, support. We've already failed one level right here. We are actually just now at the bottom of it, so it could be that this area acts as support a little bit like, just a green box right here, and right now we're bouncing off the bottom of the green box. How likely is that? I don't think very likely, but definitely possible. If we take a look at this area right here, I think this area does have a lot of potential to be support. I was already talking to you about how Shiba could be encountering a little bit of support here just earlier on in this live stream. Those of you who were around back then, we're talking maybe just 15 minutes ago, will know very well what I was talking about. Thank you all so much for absolutely decimating those likes. By the way, I do love and appreciate you all. 1 second while I just illuminate my face a little bit more so you can see me clearer. Bam, there we go. I just want to be able to see your comments as well. while I do that. So now I can see your comments. And so I think it has a little bit of support right here. But the key support that I've been saying for a long time that I'm seeing on this shitcoin right now is going to be around this 3,000 level right here. I know you can't see the price, but I'm reading it for you. It's 3,000. The reason I'm seeing this area as being a big area of support is because this is where Shiba originally ran up to, and then this is where it stabilized. So it was a very, very important level in its history, and because of that, a lot of people are probably going to want to buy Shiba if it ends up dropping down that low. Just to put this into perspective, this nearly fulfills my target of minus 80% for Shiba. I was saying minus 80%, and this puts us at minus 70 at 68%. And of course, if we fall down to the bottom of this range, we're dropping down by minus 76%, which is nearly 80%. So basically reaching my target there. Do I think we're actually going to drop down that low? I have no idea. Honestly, I don't. I think there's a good chance if Shiba does manage to get down here, which is far away, by the way. I mean, that is still a big catastrophe away from happening. It's going to have to drop by a further 40%. That's going to be insanely rough. I mean, honestly, there should be some sort of big, you know, kind of reaction rally that happens in between, which really tricks a lot of people. But I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen. If it does, I think this is where we can definitely expect a lot of buyers to step into the market. You know, whether it's going to happen or not, I don't know, but I definitely think that that is possible. And I'm wondering, I'm sure there's going to be some indicators which show support at this level. Yeah, you can see, I mean, it's very, very small, but the 1 day, and what can you expect? I mean, there was basically no good price action on this chart, but you know, there is definitely a small area of support lining up with my pink line right here on the Ichimoku cloud. So not much that I can say about that in all honesty, but yeah, definitely. And look at this, you can start to see momentum should be supporting Shiba now, but the problem is this momentum stretches within a range of, this momentum stretches within a 50% range. And to put this into perspective, Bitcoin's momentum support stretches between an 8% range. So this is what healthy PA looks like, healthy price action. This is what shitcoins look like. This is the brutal reality of this crypto game. You know, I mean, some people are going to buy shitcoins like this. They are going to buy a shitload of Shiba back in August last year and going to turn it into $5.7 billion. I'm sure many of you have heard of that news headline, but most people aren't. And the thing is if you've already seen the coin rally like this, you're probably too late. Of course, you could say that this rally is the same as this rally, and in that case, you stand to make a lot of money if this coin manages to rise up again. But realistically, you know, you're buying into a trap, whether you buy it on this rally here or you buy it on this rally here, because at the end of the day, this coin doesn't have any real backing. It doesn't do anything unique. It doesn't do anything special. It is a meme coin. A lot of people can't accept that, but of course, when they start losing 50% of their money and the coin stays dead, that's when a lot of people will finally start to let go of their terrible belief systems and snap back to reality. It might not happen yet, and it's actually very possible that a shitcoin like this will completely recover its losses and carry on rallying higher. That's how these shitcoins operate. They can get really, really big catastrophic drops and then just recover back up and do very well. Right here it lost 40%. Obviously we're doing a little bit worse than that because we're down by 51.5% right now, but it can definitely recover all of this and continue trading back up. I'm not here to talk to you about if that's going to happen. I'm just interested in what the next moves in these markets are, and I can tell you right now that none of them look good unless we start to find a little bit of support right here. But again, like I said, this might only lead it into a dead cat bounce before a very quick drop back down. So the main support that I'm seeing is all the way down here. Time for your questions. Thank you all very much for having patience to stick with me while I was covering all of that analysis. Again, smash up the likes if you are finding this useful, and if you're new to the channel, you know exactly what to do. This is the realest analysis you're going to get, and if you appreciate that, subscribe to the channel, tick the bell so you don't miss out on these videos. And I got to remind you guys again, if you want to trade this coin just like I am, the way you can do this is on Bybit right here. The way I've made so much money is because I was trading on Bybit using the tools that they have available. So check it out with the link in the description down below. It's the link that I've got right there is going to give you a link where you can actually, that doesn't make sense. The link that I've got in the description is going to give you a deposit bonus. So depending on how much you deposit into Bybit, you stand to get some extra money for free just for signing up using my link in the description. And that money can go up to $3,000. That is me saying that you can get up to $3,000 completely free of charge just by signing up to my favorite exchange, which is the only exchange that I use in my trading. So if you think that sounds like a good deal, then definitely check this out. Let's move back to the live stream though. Now is when I really do want to start going through your questions, and I'm going to start from the top. Everybody who has been tagging my name from when I started asking questions. So if I miss your question, please repost it when I'm done with the rest of these questions, and make sure that you write my name with the @ symbol. Forflies, give us a Cardano prediction. So Cardano has been doing very well despite all of this blood. It's down by minus 3.8%, but it's not far behind Bitcoin, and against Bitcoin, it's only lost about 1.1%. So it's really not doing too bad. Right now, Cardano against Bitcoin is trading at a big area of support. I would like to see the support area hold. I don't know if it will, but I would like to see it hold. If it doesn't hold, Cardano against Bitcoin could be in for a very, very big drop. This means that holding Bitcoin is probably a better bet than Cardano if it drops below support. That support level stretches all the way down to about 3,100 Satoshis. That's 0.0000031 Satoshis. That's what 3,100 means in Satoshis. It's 8 decimal points after 0. That's 1 Satoshi. That's what we call one. That's like, there's 1 cent for a dollar. This is 1 Satoshi for Bitcoin, and it's 3,100 is the support. If we drop below that, I think we could be looking at dropping catastrophically down all the way to, what is this? Yeah, about 2,000. So that would be pretty nasty. Against the dollar, it's in a better place. It's actually been trading in quite a bullish pattern for a long time now, just slowly moving down, potentially getting ready to pop to the upside. The reason I'm saying this is that originally it was dropping down very quickly. Obviously, the bears have lost a lot of momentum now, which means that the bulls could be getting ready to absolutely skyrocket this market. Whether this continues down all the way down here before it happens, or if it happens right now, or if it happens after a slightly bigger drop, I don't know. It's hard to say. What I do know is that this is good support where Cardano is at the moment. I would hope that it can use it. I think it's been trading fairly well, all things considered. And I'm still quite bullish on it in the long term because it's one of the major coins. XRP also looking like it's in a slightly similar position, about to break out from this triangle, but it's not a very serious triangle in all honesty, so I'm not too worried about what's happening there. Let me go back to your questions now. Forflies, has there been examples in the past similar to what we are seeing with Shiba so that we can try and propose possible movements? That's a very good question, Ben Mabruk. Thank you very much for dropping it in the comments right there. Yes, sir, there has. Let's take a look at this right here on Doge. Doge is a great example of how we've already seen this kind of price action play out. Let's say that I'm not sure what would be a good example actually. Let's go on the logarithmic chart. We'll see some better examples here. Oh, Doge was added to Binance pretty late actually, so I've got to take a different chart. Bittrex will be good. Bittrex has a lot of history for this coin. A lot of history. Actually, this isn't even all of the history. Hang on. Where is the main history for this coin? Maybe Poloniex. Yeah, Poloniex has a lot more history. So here's a good example. Let's take a look at this right here. I mean, it's just a classic. Yeah, I mean, most assets that Ben, have had similar price action to this, where they have absolutely insanely ridiculous runs up, and then they crash and shit the bed and drop much lower. It definitely has happened a lot with a lot of different coins, right? I'm not sure if I can. I guess this would be a good example right here. This kind of looks similar. Let me break down for you why. Oh, I can't replay this. That's a shame. But what I'm seeing right here is, the big initial run up, a lot of euphoria. You peak, you form the second top, and then you're dropping down. You're starting to form a little bit of stability. You're finding support at the same area for a very long time, which is exactly what Shiba was doing. Then eventually you lose that floor. You absolutely crash like a bitch down through it. You bottom out fairly quickly, and you make a slow ascent upwards before tackling the market again. I definitely think something like this can happen to Shiba again. Does that mean you should keep holding it? Absolutely not. That's a terrible idea in my opinion. This is an absolutely terrible way to invest because this is not destined to happen. There are many other coins I can think of, like Dent. You don't know what Dent is because it's a shit coin that died years ago, but take a look at what's happened here. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a bad example. This coin actually got a second breath of life in 2021. I'm sure you guys can help me with examples though. I've forgotten a lot of them because they just literally fell off the face of the planet. Here's another one, is Stratus. This one is so irrelevant now that it's not even on exchanges anymore. But let's take a look at this right here. I'm not sure if I'll get enough price action history. I guess this could be a good example. Yeah, take a look at this. This is Strat on the linear chart. On the logarithmic chart, it's doing pretty well, but linear chart is what's important in this case. And this is just another example of a classic shitcoin that has just been decimated. I mean, like absolutely destroyed, over its lifetime. Where and this is kind of this is what most shitcoins turn into. Let me hide my camera so that you can see this properly. This is what most coins turn into. I'm not saying Shiba will be like this, but is there potential for Shiba to be like this? 100% yes. Absolutely. Shiba coin can end up doing something like this, where it establishes a floor for quite a long time, it ends up crashing below it, it gets the kiss of death, and it just falls really badly after it gets that kiss of death. Take a look at this. We get that kiss of death right here. It drops by a further 80% in 150 days, or drops by a further 67% in a month, right? This is what happens when a coin really dies. And, like I was showing you with Shiba a few minutes ago, then it just kind of slowly trended back upwards and it set new highs and it was absolutely fun and everyone was very happy with it. Here is an example where you don't have a happy ending, right? I mean, it's now, we are 3.5 years or more forward. Take a look at this. How many days? It's been 1,245 days. What is that in years? 1,245 divided by 365. That's 3.4 years. 3.5 years later, and we are still not back above that pink line. This is an example of what happens when a coin dies, and absolutely dead. That's what happens. And there is many more examples like this, which I'm sure you guys have already dropped in the comments. I don't need to give you more examples like this. You just need to take my word for it, because I've seen this happen literally hundreds of times, and I've been on the bad side of this as well. So trust me, I know what I know what I mean here, what I'm talking about here when I'm saying that sometimes coins like this can drop below critical floors and just never recover them. It's entirely possible. And one of the key things that you need to keep in mind is that you don't know about these horror stories because they've died. This is the same thing, like where, you've got a situation, a great example. I probably shouldn't talk about this on a live stream, but a great example, let's use a more benign example, a less severe example, is a great one is, policing done right? If the police unit does their job right and people aren't getting stabbed and killed, well, nothing's going to happen. No one's really going to take notice. It's a good thing. It doesn't really hit the headlines. But if they're doing a bad job, you're going to hear about it, right? You're going to hear about it. People are going to be like, where the hell are the police? They're not doing their jobs and all that kind of stuff. This is what happens in crypto in reverse, where if the coin does really well, like Doge, which is literally 1 out of 1,000 meme shit coins, right? There is many more. There was Jesus coin. There's still Tit coin, literally Tit coin. I'm not joking. Tit coin. There is Brit coin, like for British people. There was all sorts of ridiculous shit coins. I'm sure I can even show them to you on this live stream right here. Let me take a look at this real quick. Does Bitcoin even still exist? No, it doesn't. That's good. There was definitely Jesus coin. I can actually show you Jesus coin on, this is just to put into perspective what can happen with these. It's a really good question. Thank you very much. Who the hell needs a Jesus coin? It's a ridiculous idea, but people make it to just to make, look at this, there's Cumstar, like It's so obvious. Elon bulls, Freeman, like, this is obviously a market that's in mania. And I know for a fact that you wouldn't want to accept my opinions a week ago when I was telling you this while the market was still riding high, but you better heed my warnings now when you've seen what I'm talking about come into reality so quickly. Because this shit changes really quickly, and it will make a lot of sense when you see this stuff dropping really, really far. Take a look at Jesus coin right here. I mean, it's oh wow, they don't even have market data for it anymore. So that really shows you a lot about how this coin has gone. I remember there was another one now called Blockport. This one didn't even make it on CoinMarketCap. Here is BitPayer token. Let's see what this was. I've never even heard of this one. Let's put it into a view of all of its history, and we can see right here it rallies up very nicely towards the beginning of this year, and then it's dropped from a price of 33 cents to its current price, which is 2 cents, and it's just not recovered. To be fair, this was this year, so this is a fairly recent shitcoin. But look, I mean, you know, the thing is none of you guys on this video have heard of BitPayer token, and that's precisely the point. None of you have heard of Jesus token, which has completely fallen out of relevance. And that's the point. None of you have heard about Stratus, or here's another one, library credits. Right, this was a really big one back when I first joined the market. Take a look at how it's doing now. It formed its all-time high at about $1.80. This is like a YouTube competitor, something like that, I forgot. And it's now trading at 4 cents, right? It's just never had its recovery back up to all-time highs. It had an attempt, and this is the brutal part, guys. It's sometimes it will have an attempt at reaching back up to these highs, but you've got to go a fucking long way to recover these highs. It's still never gone back up to this all-time high, even after big surges like this. And I mean, you can keep on hoping that it's going to, but at the end of the day, this was 2016. It went out 5 years later, and people like me who haven't just been sitting on my hands waiting for a miracle to land in my laps have continued to make money while others have constantly been rejecting the work. It's not even that much work, to be fair, in order to just buy lottery tickets and hope that it gets them the freedom they so desperately want. What a dangerous, bad idea that is, in my opinion. Right here, something I want to show you right now. This is a post that we've just made inside of Fourth Eyes Gold, and it summarizes what I've just said perfectly. Some people have way more patience than I do. They spend 15 hours a day researching cryptos. They pore over tweets trying to figure out which shitcoin to buy. Which meme coin do I buy? Is it tits coin or boob coin? Like, I can't even say this with a straight face, right? It's ridiculous. And it doesn't have to be the meme coin. The meme coins are more of a comment on how ridiculous the rest of the altcoin market is, because you don't need these coins. So they're doing all of this research. They're spending all of this time. But the key problem that I have with that strategy, and if it works for you, good for you. Enjoy it. But the key problem that I have with this strategy is that you're going to have to buy and hold a shitcoin and sit through the highs and the lows, and you're going to have to wait a long time to potentially make money. That's my problem with it. You're going to have to wait a really long time. You're going to have to pass up opportunities which are much more likely to work. That's a very important point. You're going to pass up opportunities where if you improve your skill set, you're actually much more likely to be successful. You're going to have to give those opportunities up and wait and hope that something you've done ends up working. And if it doesn't work, you've not only lost your money, you've also lost your time. That is what makes me completely turn away from these strategies of buying these shitcoins and waiting to see. Because most of them, like I've just demonstrated over these past few minutes, will die. They just will. It's a fact. Actually, that's not a fact. That's my opinion, but I'm phrasing it like a fact because it's so likely to happen. It's always happened in history before, right? And so you're pushing yourself away from bets which are not even bets, but from opportunities which are healthier and safer and more likely to do well for you, and just staking all of your luck in shitcoins. And it may work, and if it works, you're going to do really, really well. But will it really? Most likely, is it actually going to? I don't know. I just don't think so. And that's why some people actually take the approach of, well, they're going to choose 15 different coins and split their risk across. And you got 100 grand, they're going to put, 7 grand into each coin. That's about, 15 coins roughly. And then they're just going to wait and hope that something interesting happens with one of their coins. And then their 7 grand turns into, you got a 10x on that, and you've just made 70 grand, and you lost 90% on your other, on the rest of your money, and you're still not even back up to break even if you get a 10 times return. That's why I think that strategy is so poor, and that's why I never entertain it. It really is. It really is. That's me going on the record and really explaining to you why I'm doing what I'm doing, which is trading this stuff on Bybit and showing VIPs how I do what I do in real time. They know the names of the chief financial officers and the platform delivery leads. They have notifications turned on for the Telegram channel of these shitcoins. They put do your own research in their bios. They do their own research. They don't have girlfriends. Meanwhile, in VIP, I've just closed a further 10% of my short position in an absolutely phenomenal 90% profit. And as I speak to you right now, it's significantly higher than that. It's impossible for me to lose money on this trade because I've already lowered my stop loss below my entry level, which means that even if it pumps back up, I have a minimum guaranteed profit on this trade now, and it was easy to see this crash coming. It's not like this took us by surprise. I was talking to you a lot about how this coin will not make you rich as early as August 28 and as recently as 6 hours ago. Bam, right here. 7 hours ago, I had already made a video telling you that this coin had died when it was significantly higher. This was coming from a mile away, and it was very, very obvious. And the thing is I actually don't know a lot about Shiba. Everyone's correcting me saying, oh, but Sammy, you can do Uniswap on this token. You can do all sorts of stuff. It's got utility and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Shiba is not the only shitcoin that you can swap coins on. Shiba is not the only shitcoin with a platform, right? And there are platforms which are better than it. So why would you choose Shiba? It's just a meme coin, and it's been pumped up so astronomically high because people were desperate in buying it, seeing this run up, right? Because they saw that meme coins are a trend right now. People like Elon Musk are pumping up Doge, so other shit coins started to come out. They were getting attention from other celebrities, and they started to pump, and this is why Shiba got all of the attention, right? That does not explain why Shiba did not rise this high. This is the key thing, ladies and gents. Shiba did not rise this high because it has good tech, or because you can do Uniswap on it, or because it's a good platform and it shows promising. No. People only bought it because the idiot before them bought it, and they want to make more. They want to make more money than the idiot after them. It's a human centipede of idiots. And that's why we see stuff like this happening. That's what I know about Shiba. I know everything I need to know. I know that it was trading, a little bit of technical information, it was trading at the upper trend line of a descending triangle. It was trading at resistance, and a drop could net a 180% profit on just 3x leverage. And obviously just during this live stream, I nearly hit that with my 5x leverage short that I entered just earlier today inside of VIP. Very, very cool. And of course, it's something about a dog. See, the thing is when you plug yourself into the system that I'm teaching in VIP, that's all you need to know about these markets, right? There's going to be mania, there's going to be crazy narratives, but inside of VIP, what matters, what persists, is your ability to rip trades on anything that you see offering strong risk to reward dynamics. That's what I'm all about. I don't care how shit the coin is. I don't care how much I want to rip it apart. I don't care about the hate that I'll get for ripping these coins apart and telling you that they're bad decisions, because I know what I'm doing here with my analysis, and I'm going to put money behind it. I'm showing you how I'm doing it, and I'm teaching you how I do it as well. When you join VIP, you're going to be getting access to my 4 Flies Academy courses, where I'm teaching you how I trade and analyze and manage my psychology. Plus, you're getting my Trade Insane package, which is a course and ebook and audiobook, it's all the same, by the way. It's just repeated, so it drives into your mind with 3 different mediums, all about the psychology of my trading and key lessons that I've learned throughout this journey. And then you're going to see me trading in real time on top of that. If you think that sounds like a phenomenal idea, then the first link in the description down below, and then the @4Flies button at the bottom of any post inside of 4Flies Gold, and send message. These are the 3 steps you need to take to jump into VIP today with your 15% flash sale right now. We haven't ran a discount in a long time, so definitely take advantage of this if you have been waiting for a while. Thank you all so much for reaching out. I see you guys already messaging. Many of you, most of you have already received your responses. So if you are interested, you already know what to do. And I want to move back to your questions now. I'm just going to leave this on screen for another couple more minutes. Oh, I do need to actually leave, so I'm just going to blaze through some questions really quickly, and then I'm going to get going. Let's see what else we have here. Can I look at Dent? No, I think I already did, actually. What do I think about XLM? I don't want to look at shitcoins right now. That's not what this live stream is going to be. What do I think about bullshit token? That's the thing, is like someone's asking me about bullshit token. This is the thing, is it's an absolute joke that's going on in this market right now. Can I please explain how Bitcoin downfall can influence Shiba? So the thing is with Bitcoin is that if you see the major coins dropping, that's probably going to negatively affect the rest of the market, because Bitcoin is the safer asset and people are going to be more inclined to keep their money in a safer asset than a risky one like Shiba. So if the safe one starts to crumble, guess what's going to happen to the weak ones? It's kind of the same thing where, let's say there was another terrible analogy coming to mind. Let's say there was a crazy apocalypse going on in the world, and everyone's absolutely shit scared about what's happening, and you know, there's a group of 10 people in a community. They all get together. There's one really buff, sexy, muscular man who is just leading the group, and he gets scared of the zombies, right? And then obviously all the other weaklings are going to get scared as well. That's kind of the same thing here, is, you know, if the big key thing becomes weak, well, then the smaller things are going to instantly crumble. That's what we're seeing today. That's what we're seeing today. And it's not only when Bitcoin is dropping, because I showed you earlier today in my earlier video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, so you can go ahead and check that out and not miss the next ones. Is that this also happens with the with Shiba when Bitcoin is rising. Just right now, Shiba is in a very weak place. Very, very important. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a live stream there. Thank you all so much for joining on this one. If you have found it useful or entertaining in any way, you know what to do. Smash up the likes, tick the bell, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you want $3,000 for free, then sign up to Bybit with the link in the description down below. This is where I've been executing all of my trades. I absolutely love this platform. You guys already know the deal. It's the only one that I've been using for a long time, and I've been working with them for years. So if you think that sounds like a good deal, getting some free cash just for signing up using my link and making your first deposit, you can withdraw your deposit straight away. You don't even need to keep the funds on there. You can get some free money. You can trade with it, do whatever you like, all on Bybit right here. Link is in the description. I want to see if there's one or two final questions I can take, but most of them are all about altcoins, so I won't answer them. I think I am going to, yeah, will ETH continue to blow up? Yes, I think so. I think it definitely would. All right, yeah, I am going to end it there. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed this one. I will do more like this. Shiba is right now in a little bit of a bounce. I would not expect this bounce to stick, so I'm curious to see how high it can rise. It does have good volume, but that's what happens on these bounces. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a strong one and that it's going to stick. I think that if it finds resistance anywhere and gets another drop, for example, let's say it tops out and then immediately starts to take a downturn, that downturn can turn really, really bad. Princess Glam Cosmetics asking, is this a real live? Yes, they are all live. Anyway, thank you all very much for tuning in. You know what to do, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers, bye.